Imagine this. You give an AI a single command. Build me a startup that makes $1,000 a month, and by the way, you have to do all the work. Sounds like something straight out of science fiction, doesn't it? Well, it literally just happened. Today, we're going to break down how a new generation of AI isn't just writing code for us anymore. It's becoming an autonomous teammate. And we'll get into what that really means for the future of how we build software.
All right, let's dive right into the story. It all starts with a researcher named Ethan Mullick. He decided he wanted to test the absolute limits of a new AI tool called Claude Code. And he wasn't just asking it to do some simple tasks like, write a function or fix a bug. No, he was asking it to be a full-blown entrepreneur.
So this was the actual prompt. I mean, it's pretty wild, right? It's so audacious, it almost sounds lazy, but it's actually the perfect test. He's not telling the AI what to build. He's saying, you figure out the business model, you come up with the idea, and then you build it, all from scratch, with zero help from me.
So the AI asked just 3 multiple-choice questions to get some basic preferences, and then it just went to work. And this is the part that is truly mind-bending. For 1 hour and 14 minutes, it worked completely on its own, churning out hundreds of files and thousands of lines of code. No human intervention at all.
And what did it make in that time? A real, actual, working business. It built and deployed a live e-commerce website that was selling a pack of 500 AI prompts. It even wrote the marketing copy, which, okay, Mullick said was a little sketchy. And it set up a real payment link that could have started collecting money right then and there. The AI didn't just write a program, it shipped a product.
So how on earth is this even possible? This huge leap forward isn't just because the AI models got a little bit smarter. It's because we've given them a whole new set of tools, something called an agentic harness that lets them actually operate in the world like an independent agent.
Think of an agentic harness as the thing that turns a super smart but kind of passive large language model into an active doer. It gives the AI things like memory, practical skills, and even the ability to delegate work. And that's what lets it tackle these huge, complex tasks that take hours to finish, not just a few seconds.
So let's pull back the curtain and look at the 3 core magic tricks that make this all happen. We've got something called compacting for memory, skills for learning new things instantly, and sub-agents for teamwork. Let's take a quick look at each one because they are really clever solutions to some of the biggest problems AI has had for years.
First up, compacting. You know how when you're in a really long chat with something like ChatGPT, it starts to forget what you talked about at the beginning? That's its limited memory. Well, this agentic AI has a solution. It periodically pauses what it's doing, takes notes on its progress, and then basically reboots itself with a fresh memory, reading its own notes to pick up exactly where it left off. The analogy from the source material is perfect. It's like the guy from the movie Memento looking at his tattoos to remember what he's supposed to be doing.
The second trick is something they call skills. And honestly, the best way to wrap your head around this is to remember that iconic scene from The Matrix.
A skill is basically a pre-packaged instruction manual and toolset that the AI can just load up whenever it needs a new ability. So if it needs to build a website, boom, it loads the website creator skill. If it needs to analyze a spreadsheet, it just grabs the Excel skill. It's like instantly downloading expertise right into its brain, which lets it adapt to pretty much any challenge on the fly. And the third trick is sub-agents. This is where the main AI stops being a worker and starts being a manager. If it needs to do some research online or create an image, it doesn't do it itself. It just spins up a smaller, specialized AI, a sub-agent, to handle that specific task. The sub-agent does the work and reports back. The AI is literally building its own little team to get the job done faster.
Okay, so this thing has memory, it has skills, it can hire its own team, but this is not about just letting some super AI run wild. The quality of what you get back still completely depends on the quality of the guidance you give it, and getting great results means following a very specific process.
The most important tool you have for guiding it is this special file called Claude.md. You can think of this file as the project's permanent brain or its instruction manual. It's just a simple text file where you tell the AI all the project's rules, how to run tests, what the coding style is, where the important files live, and any weird quirks it needs to know about. This just makes sure the AI is always on the same page as its human teammates.
And the best way to work with it follows this plan, then execute model. So instead of just saying, go build the feature, you force it to think first. Step 1, you ask for a plan. Step 2, and this is crucial, you literally tell it, do not write any code yet. Then you, the human, review the plan, make changes, and only when you're happy with the strategy do you give it the green light to actually start coding. This little process saves a massive amount of time.
Now, all of this sounds absolutely revolutionary, and in many ways it is. But we do need a bit of a reality check. The whole AI built a startup story is an incredible demo of what's possible, but how do these tools really perform at scale, out in the messy, real world of professional software development?
Well, to answer that question, a recent academic paper looked at a huge data set. Researchers analyzed almost 500,000 pull requests on GitHub. A pull request is just when a developer submits some code and asks for it to be reviewed and added to the project. This gave us a really clear picture of how AI-generated code performs in the wild. And here's the big finding. It's pretty sobering. As you can see, human developers get their code accepted about 77% of the time. AI agents, on the other hand, while they can submit code at an insane pace, their work gets accepted way less often. The best performing agent is still well below the human level, and some are down as low as 38%.
So this really highlights the central trade-off that we're dealing with right now. AI gives us unbelievable speed and scale. I mean, get this. One developer in the study used an AI to submit as many pull requests in 3 days as they had done manually in the last 3 years. That's just wild. But humans still win by a lot on trust and quality. Human-written code is just more nuanced, it's better aligned with the project's goals, and at the end of the day, it's much more likely to actually be used.
So, what does this all add up to? Well, we're not looking at a tool that's going to replace developers. We're looking at a tool that is going to fundamentally change what a developer does. This is the beginning of what people are starting to call software engineering 3.0.
You can think about it like this. SE 1.0 was writing every single line of code by hand. SE 2.0, which we've been in for a few years, is AI-assisted, right? Tools like Copilot giving you suggestions. But SE 3.0 is totally different. This is the agentic era, where the developer's job is less about writing code and more about orchestrating a team of autonomous AI agents to get to a goal.
And the feeling from top experts is that this change is happening incredibly fast. Andrej Karpathy, who is one of the most respected minds in AI, put it this way. He said the programming profession is being dramatically refactored. The very nature of the job is changing right under our feet. So here's the key takeaway. The most valuable skill is no longer just being able to write clean, efficient code. It's becoming the ability to clearly define a problem, create a good plan, guide an AI agent through it, and then critically review the final result. It's a fundamental shift from being a creator to being a conductor. And that leaves us with one final big thought. This whole debate, it isn't really about humans versus machines. It's about a new kind of partnership between them. And the defining question for the next generation of software developers probably won't be, can you code? It's going to be, can you effectively manage a team of AI agents? Thanks for tuning in.